Hey, Wesley Acera here. Vlog number one. Um, how will I build relationships with students who are different from me, who come from different backgrounds, and are just a different generation entirely? There are a few things that go into this. Building a level of mutual respect from the get-go is important. Um, because why would you respect an adult if they really haven't demonstrated any respect for you? That's critical. And I've had teachers in the past who looking back, I can't really say I respect the way they conducted themselves or interacted with me personally or with the class. And I really want to avoid that in my own practice. So, building an environment of mutual respect, and of course, as the teacher, I have to have some level of authority, like, of course, but still, there can still be mutual respect, even with that. And of course, trying to learn as much as you can about your students, you know, cultural backgrounds, where they come from, what that means, different practices. I mean, there are so many things to absorb. You really have to study these things. When you get your list of students and you really start to meet their families and stuff, you've got to learn all these things, and you've got to, bring it into your own, not only way of teaching, but way of thinking in regard to your students. So, yeah, it just takes dedication and real effort, and that's part of the job. So, as for helping students build relationships when they're from different backgrounds, of course, as adults, we are more socially aware than, say, children. We know how to be respectful. Like, we're able to articulate ourselves, communication-wise, very well. How can we help students? If they meet someone whose culture, what they bring to lunch might be alien to somebody. What they dress might be alien to someone, just part of their culture. I think it would be fruitful to have exercises where, like some schools have international fairs where you learn cultural things, and instead of having some big event where we just have like, hey guys, let's all come to this, you could just incorporate cultural teachings through a wide variety of lessons over the entire school year, in ways that still go along with the school system's curriculum. So not only are you teaching children about more diverse cultures and where they come from, but you're also kind of building bridges between students who otherwise might have little more than a coworker relationship otherwise. Now, that isn't to say that not every student because not every student has a non-open mind. Not every student is not open-minded. That came out kind of weird, but for those who maybe struggle with finding similarities with people, like they tend to befriend those who are more similar to them. This might be having exercises where you learn more really helps students learn what they do have in common. Everyone has, everyone celebrates different things. Everyone eats different things. They must learn to embrace what they have in common and learn to value what they don't have in common, what they have differently. and then that's when that level of respect is built through knowledge, through learning. As for maintaining these relationships, both mine with the students and this with the students' relationships themselves, just I think on my end, serious dedication is required. I mean, you can't just go all in on the first 2 weeks. Like, learn, like, okay, this kid is from here. Here are his beliefs, like, typical beliefs. Here are some things that are maybe like no-go areas in terms of discussion, stuff like that. But it's like, you can't just do all that in the first 2 weeks and then be like, well, I guess, I'm good now. I'll just cruise through the rest of the year. I mean, it's like an ongoing process. You can't just, put the phone down in that regard. So for that, like I said, build that level of mutual respect, but you also have to maintain the level of respect, by showing not only that you're aware of these things, but that you care about these things. And then, of course, just don't, just be very sensitive to that stuff and interested. As for the students' relationships, honestly, I feel like, and of course, teaching students more and more about foreign cultures, different cultures from their own, is fruitful and should be continuous. It should be ongoing. But like a few more examples might be like food fairs, or special tables during like normal celebrations. Like for my elementary school, we had like spring flings and fall fests. I mean, why not have little tables that give out foreign food, just as some might give out like hot dogs, or something like that. There's so much. Like there's the learning the foreigns, teaching the students the foreign aspects, and then incorporating it into the rest of the school year, and potentially every school year. Well, not potentially. That's the goal. The goal is every school year, and then as the class becomes more culturally aware and more invested in these cultures, that's when they truly see each other as human beings. Hopefully that's how it is already. But sometimes when someone is so much more different than someone else, it's hard to really grasp just how similar they are, as people, as individuals, as children. And once again, that'll lead to a longer lasting relationship. Thanks for watching.